Hey guys, Haikrazon here with another Platinum Trophy overview. We're going to be covering Deathloop in today's video since it just released as a free game for PlayStation Plus Extra and Premium, and honestly, I had a great time with this one, so let's get into it. And don't forget, if you like the content, make sure you subscribe to my channel so you can catch all my other trophy hunting videos as well. So I was a bit late to picking up Deathloop due to other releases around the same time, I believe, but I always wanted to play it because I really love Arcane Studios, especially with Dishonored, and Prey was pretty awesome too, which is kind of funny because I actually don't have the Platinum on any of those games, but there's a very specific reason for that I'll mention a little bit later. But that being said, in the same vein, it's kind of the same general feel as their other games. You know, it's a first-person game, emphasis on exploration, upgrades, the typical Gambit, right? Huge focus on playing the way you want to, offering a cajillion different ways to do whatever it is you want to do, from traversal to combat, story decisions, whatever it is. But then this one, they throw in a cool 60s hippie-ish vibe, which was just really awesome and unique. So that kind of is what really drove me to play it, even though I was super late to it. So getting into the basic game and trophy overview, like I mentioned before, I already love their games and their overall feel. Give me a blink type move in any kind of first person scenario and you pretty much already got me hooked. The twist on this game, though, is a bit of a roguelite progression system. It's pretty light, though, which honestly is a good thing because hardcore rogue mechanics turn away a lot of people. I mean, if that's not your genre, you're not going to be into it. And this was a AAA title geared towards a larger audience. I mean, look what happened to Returnal, right? The general premise for this is that everything happens in one day, or a loop as you're going to refer to it. And you have to keep repeating this and progressing the story with each new but same day. And you'll eventually be able to carry over some of your upgrades or your equipment from the prior runs, right? And the trophies are much more reasonable here compared to the Dishonored games, at least. Nothing is missable, you can keep looping through after you beat the story, and the roadmap is literally set up as finish the story and post-story cleanup. There are a few online trophies, but nothing crazy that you can't just mop up with a buddy or in sessions or something like that. Honestly, most of the challenges would be considered cleanup, but a solid amount of them you'll either earn naturally while beating the game, or referring to the list every once in a while, keeping certain things in mind while you're going. The second portion, though, I would consider kind of like challenge scenarios, which were actually really fun. They usually require you killing the main enemies in very specific way, or maybe killing all the big bads without killing any trash enemies, or something along those lines. Some of the trophies may sound hard, but since you can loop over and over and it's all pretty quick, it's really not that bad at all. And that's why I really loved this trophy list so much. Way more than Dishonored, at least. Yeah, there were trophies for stealth or pacifism, but not forcing you into an entire fucking playthrough of that nonsense. Trophies like that don't make the game more challenging or the trophies more rewarding. They just artificially try to grow the replayability of the game, and that usually sucks. So that was one of my favorite parts of the list. Getting into the time factor and how it actually felt getting this platinum, it's not too crazy. I mean, you're looking at 15 to 25 hours. The pacing honestly felt really great to me personally because I really enjoyed the story. It had really solid voice acting. The rogue mechanics, again, are pretty on the light side, so I didn't feel like it really added any difficulty or like it was drawing anything out, but I do still love those mechanics, so I really enjoyed seeing them in there. And I was always just so interested of how this all connected together and why it was happening. I mean, by the end of it, you feel like you just pulled off an awesome heist that you spent 15 hours learning and setting up, and then you finally pull it off. And it's a very great, rewarding story and rewarding gameplay when it all finally connects. And, you know, who's going to be where with who on what part of the day to take care of as much as you can in one day. Just a really awesome concept to see executed by a really awesome team. There's no grindy trophies or any trophies that take an absurd amount of hours of repeating the same thing over and over. So it was more about adapting to the challenge scenarios and getting better at the game, so the time spent getting this platinum actually felt really awesome. As for things that stuck out, there really isn't a whole lot here. Like I mentioned before, the rogue mechanics are pretty damn light in this game, and I see that as both a good thing and a bad thing. It's good because it's more accessible and it's more fun to experience those types of mechanics and ideas without being punished too harshly. But it's also bad because most roguelike games, the punishment is absolutely crushing, and curiosity absolutely kills the cat. Being you, of course, because everything new, literally anything you find, You just gotta see what happens most of the time, and that can end really good runs. But that's part of the fun of rogue type games, right? It's very challenging or very time consuming, so you kind of get the fun of it a little bit without the really harsh parts. And again, I really loved the story and character interactions, even though that might not be for everybody. Overall, I had a great time getting this platinum, and I love to support the devs with a catalog that I enjoy. The pacing was great, plenty of action, plenty of creativity, plenty of comedy with a great story and solid voice acting, and sprinkle in a small bit of rogue for some interesting ideas, and it's a great time with a pretty small commitment. So hopefully this video helped you kind of know what you're getting into before you pick it up on PlayStation Plus, and I appreciate you watching. Don't forget to subscribe, and I'll see you on the next one.